A chef comes across a strange, never-before-seen mushroom deep in the forest. Excited by the prospect of a unique ingredient, they bring it back to their restaurant where they incorporate it into a special dish. But after serving it to their first customer, everything goes horribly wrong. For some reason, this never-before-seen mushroom glowed an eerie blue in the dark. Vivid, terrifying hallucinations. Some saw grotesque figures lurking in the shadows, while others felt a sudden, inexplicable urge to harm themselves. As the night went on, more and more customers reported strange and disturbing symptoms. Their minds were being warped and twisted in ways they never imagined possible. They told the authorities about the mushroom and how they had used it in their cooking. For some ingredients, it seems, are best left undiscovered. But by that time, it was too late. The damage had been done, and when the chef cut it open, the light only grew brighter. They thought that these were just a few isolated incidents. But then they started hearing about their customers' disturbing new behaviors. The glowing sauce has an incredible otherworldly flavor that diners have never experienced before. It's so popular that soon every restaurant in the city is serving dishes with the luminous sauce. Food critics are raving about the new taste sensation. They traced the source of the outbreak to the chef's restaurant and shut it down. But by then, it was too late. The chef, driven insane by the very thing that had brought him fame and fortune, was already dead. His grotesque corpse lay in his kitchen, surrounded by overturned pots and pans and a half-eaten bowl of glowing mushrooms. The end. And our chef, once a moderately successful private chef, is now a celebrity chef with a TV show and a line of cookware. His restaurant is the hottest ticket in town. Our story begins with a talented young chef who owns and operates a modestly successful restaurant. He's an adventurous cook who experiments with unusual recipes and takes pride in using only the freshest, most exotic ingredients. They were, in fact, a hallucinogenic species that caused vivid, terrifying hallucinations. Some people even go insane. At first, only a few customers had a bad reaction to the mushrooms. Most of them were young men who'd had a lot to drink and whose judgment was impaired. They started seeing things, having flashbacks to horrific childhood traumas they'd long since repressed. Then the psychotic breaks began. A woman cut off her lover's head because she saw him as a monster. A young man stabbed his roommate to death after mistaking him for an intruder. Soon, entire families were being wiped out by the chef's sauce. One day he ventures into the forest to gather morel mushrooms, a delicacy that grows only at the edge of the woods in the spring. But when he arrives at the morel patch, he finds something strange. There are bioluminescent mushrooms growing alongside the morels. Curious, he picks some of these glowing fungi and brings them back to his restaurant. Some had become violent, attacking people for no apparent reason. Others had locked themselves in their homes, refusing to come out. Many had developed strange new obsessions, fixating on things like clocks or doorknobs. In fact, they raved about the incredible otherworldly flavor that seemed to dance on their tongues. It was unlike anything they'd ever tasted before. The chef felt a sense of pride and accomplishment. They had created something truly special. Excited by the prospect of using such a unique ingredient, the chef incorporated the mushroom into a special dish and put it on the menu for the evening. At first, the customers had no idea that anything was wrong. But as the night wore on, the customers began to experience something unpleasant. At first, the chef didn't believe them. As word of these strange events spread, more and more people came forward with their own stories. It became clear that the mushroom had some kind of terrible power over people's minds. In the end, the chef was left with no choice but to confess what they had done. And so the tale serves as a warning to those who would experiment with the power of mushrooms. This was the host. And if you want to hear another terrifying tale, stay tuned for more. Our next tale is one of body horror. The year is 202X, and the place is a nameless city in a nameless country. That night, he makes a sauce using the bioluminescent mushrooms and serves it to customers. The dish is a sensation. But there's a problem. You see, those bioluminescent mushrooms were no ordinary fungus. And as the body count rose, the authorities finally decided to investigate.